Hello everyone, this is Vicky Stitchnbutton, and today is Thursday, November 30th, Flosstube number 146, and I'm a day late. I looked up at the clock and it was just late, and Flosstube wasn't going to happen yesterday, so here I am a day late. It's okay. I'm sure everybody had plenty to do. So, where are we? I didn't stitch a bunch, so I don't have a lot of stitching to show. I have some plans to show, and then I have my old chart and the giveaway winners. So it should be a quick one, in theory. Let's get on with it. Let's go with the old chart first. I'm going to show that so I can get it put away. As you know, for my birthday, I started my carousel horse. Well, if you watched my last video, you know I was going to start my carousel horse for my birthday. I did that. And when I went in to look for an old chart, lo and behold, I found this book that I forgot. I didn't realize I had it. I thought I didn't have it. I don't know if I acquired it again or not, but it is Carousel Horses in Cross Stitch. This is from Donna Kohler. Now, a couple years ago, I explained how I had to restart Animal Magnetism because it was stolen. One of the other things that was stolen was the January, and duh, it's right in the beginning, January, first month. Anyway, I had this one fully kitted. I intended on doing all of these, and I just started with January, and I had this fully kitted, and I had started it, and if I remember correctly, I started with the saddle, just like I did the one you'll see, but that is January. 1994 old chart. They still look good. I would definitely put them on better than plain fabric. That's just me though, although on white is not a horrible thing. I don't know that I would do any in this book at this point, or just pick and choose, but I'm definitely not doing every month. I can show you there's February. I don't think I'd do February. It's cute, it's just not me. January I do like. March, let's go to March. These are in black and blue, for reference. Black and blue, so it's black, white, and blue. Semi-color charts. Here is March. Yeah, see, I wouldn't do March. It's all about... Okay, I don't know where that fading came from. I don't know if that's the picture they took or if that's fading on this, but I think it's supposed to be like a sunlight shine or something. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Huh. I don't know. But there is March. Let's go with April. They show you also, by the way, different things to do with some of the charts, like pulling some of the motifs to stitch. Here is April. Well, Easter themed. I don't think I'd do that one either. Oh, lo and behold, a goose with a bow. And if I go back to March, I bet you, yes, there is a teddy bear. March, April, let's see. Here's May. May is kind of cool. I don't know if I'd stitch it, but I do like that on the darker fabric. It's got a lot of lacy things going on, and it is for Mother's May Fancy. Let's see, June. A June affair. It's gonna be wedding themed. That one's pretty. I don't think I'd do it. It's got a hat. What is that up there? Is that birds? They're doves up there. July. Dandy. July. Patriot. This one's actually kind of cool. July. August is August in Santa Fe. That one's cool too. That's Southwest Vibe. September. Where's September? September. A whirlwind September. It's a circus theme. That one's pretty cool. That's the one that's on the cover. I don't know that I'd do that one either. October. October I do like. That'd be one that'd be in my wheelhouse. Look at that. That looks cool. November is November. Oh, plenty. Goes with the Thanksgiving autumn theme. Not sure I'd do that one either. And then there's December Delights, which is Christmas themed. So far it looks like I like January and October. Anyway, I am pretty sure you can find this. I didn't even look before I started this video. So my suggestions, if you are interested in that, is to look either on the Donna Kohler Design Studio website. You can Google it. Or just Google that book in general. And you could probably find it on eBay, if I'm not mistaken. 12 charts plus some, because there's smaller charts in there for motifs. So if you like it, go look for it. What's next? Let's go with the giveaway winners. Just get that out of the way. I did drawings, and here are the ones that were up for to win. So this one was keyword love, and there were 7 people. And Debbie Thomas, Minnesota Stitch, is the one that won this. Debbie, if you are the Debbie, I think you are. I may have your address, but you can message me just to make sure. So Debbie Thomas for that one. Next one up, this one was keyword Christmas, and there were 5 people. And Stitchin' Jess is the one that won this. Stitchin' Jess, I don't recognize your name, so go ahead and get in touch with me. My information's down below, and get me your address. Next up is this stocking, and the keyword was stocking. Gardener's Delight. And there were 3 people that mentioned this one in their comments. And the winner is Roxanne Green. Roxanne, I have your address. It'll come in just an envelope. I'll fold it up and put it in an envelope. Next up is Cold. This one was keyword cold. There were 4 people that mentioned this in their comments. And Becky Danko, you won that. I have your address. No one actually mentioned this in their comments, so nobody gets it. And then last one is Tale, T-A-L-E, for Old Wives' Tale. And Bat Stitch Crazy. You're the one that won this. I don't recognize that name, so go ahead and get in touch with me with your address so I can get that out to you. Alright. Let's see. Get these out of the way. And what is next? What did I stitch on? This one, I'm not sure if I stitched on it, but I'm going to show it anyway because I don't know when I'm going to be able to bring it out again. I've got some plans, so it probably won't come out until next year. And that is Henna Mandala. This is the BFF sale, hashtag BFF sale. My friend Gina and I are stitching on this one. We are both using PR067 from Silks For You, but she's got different fabric than I do. My fabric is 32 count Georgia Peach Cobbler from Dixie Sampler. And here is where I'm leaving off at for this year. Basically, this year, I ended up doing this corner. That's the corner I did this year. I think it looks pretty good. If I stitched on it since my last video, it would have been this stuff in here. I do remember that that's what I stitched last, was right in there. So, not a ton of progress, but it was some, and hopefully we can get that frog out of the way with this one, because every time I've got to frog. Alright, put that away. Next up, I know I stitched because I was stitching on it the night before last, and that is Guardians of Notre Dame. This is the one I broke up into 12 parts so I can finish it by the end of the year, and I did work on it. I am still 2 months behind, but that's fine. Almost 3 months if you think about it, because I'm working on it, and I will get it done. I'm determined, and that is sideways. There we go. Here it is. What did I do? I ended up finishing up some of this framing here, and I started the elephant leg. It's moving right along. I plan on stitching on this for the next few days anyway. This is like my focus stitch for a few days, just to try to catch up and maybe get it finished sooner rather than later. That's the plan. Next up, I know I stitched on Old and New. I put a few more stitches in since the last time I showed it, and it is stitched on, I have no clue. I have no idea. We're just going to wing it. We're going to act like we don't know, because I don't. There. What did I do? There you go. I did all of that down there. So instead of going up, because you could see where I had the nurge, instead of moving up and finishing his antennae, I decided I had more room on the nurge down here, so I was going to move down. I brought down the frame, and I put in most of Old Man Time and a little bit of the baby. We've got a diaper, so basically he looks like the Invisible Man. And I will be stitching on this again soon. This is one of the ones I'd like to get finished sooner rather than later. Just knock it out and get it off the list of things to do. I am not using all of the called for threads. Basically, I pulled what I had, and then anything I didn't have, I just went through my stash and put stuff that would work. So that's what I worked on there. And then my new start. My new start was this Carousel horse here. And it is the Philadelphia Toboggan Company Carousel horse. And it's out of the book Count on Cappy. Carousel horses. I purchased mine off of Etsy, but I have seen it on eBay also. So you can just search for it. This one's from 1988. Mine is being stitched on with the called for colors, and a happy accident happened. So this is Wapo Blue 32 count from Needle Bling Designs, and that's where I've gotten so far. Just on the saddle. Now the happy accident is in the Krynex. So it calls for, let me open this up here. It calls for some Krynex. And I pointed this out to the girls in Virtual Stitchers. We were cracking up. Let's get on to the accident. So it calls for Krynex. They are meaning the blending filament. I had some of the blending filaments, and then I went and put an order in for the rest of them that I didn't have with Sammy from Tiny Hummingbird Stitchery. But I asked her to get me the number 4 braid. Not the, yeah. So I have some braid, some not braid. But that's a happy accident because the braid looks better. And another reason why it's better is because in looking through, I'm like, it doesn't have how many strands to use anywhere. Let me look further in this book. In the beginning of the book, it says, to add extra dimension and sparkle to the carousels, we have added highlights of metallic thread. This sparkle is optional in stitching. Your piece will look lovely with or without the dazzle. We are definitely going for dazzle, so. It says, we added Bulgur blending filament to the floss to create this look. The fact that they call it Bulgur instead of calling it Krynic shows you how old this book is. As you will note, in the legends, Bulgur blending filament color numbers have been added next to the DMC and SB floss color numbers. Tell me in the comments below if you know offhand. My assumption is SB is Susan Bates, which I think, turned into JP coats. I could be totally wrong. If you think it's something different, unless SB used to be Anchor. Let me know if you know anything about that. But throughout this whole thing, it just says SB or DMC or Bulgur. It doesn't tell you what SB it actually is. We have mixed 2 strands of floss and 4 strands of Bulgur blending filament for these areas of color. This combination is on 14 count Ada. Okay, so let me tell you what's not going to happen is the fact that I'm going to use 4 strands of this blending filament. That is never going to happen, not on my watch. So, that being said, where I have the blending filament, where I had it already, I will be using 2 strands of blending filament with 2 strands of DMC. Now, usually when I do that, when I have the blends like that, what I'll do is I'll do all the cross stitches with the cotton, and then I'll just go over the top leg with the blending filament. In this case, I'm not doing that, and that's because for the parts where I have cording, the number 4 cording instead, I am using 1 strand of cording, and I'm making a full cross, and it, as you can see, it gives me pretty good coverage and a good amount of bling. Now, if you look, this is the cording right here. It's sort of in a diamond shape, and then this was the blended DMC and blending filament. I don't mind that the blending filament isn't falling on top of the stitch with every stitch. It's fine. I think because there's so much bling that's going to be around it, it doesn't need to be. So I'm totally fine with that, and my stitching will go faster because of it. So, like I said, happy accident. Oops, I didn't get all blending filament, and I'm not even mad. That just means those stitches, I will not put the cotton in for it. I'll just put the number 4 braid. So if anybody gets this and goes to kit it up, you may want to consider just getting the cording instead of having to do, well, I would never suggest 4 strands of blending filament ever. I'd suggest like a flaming hot stick in your eye first before I'd suggest 4 strands of blending filament. I'm just saying. Just save your sanity. Go for the cording or petite treasure braid. But I don't think petite treasure braid has the colors that they're calling for. They're really off colors, like the pinks and stuff like that. The cording, I don't mind the cording. So, there's that. That is my stitching. Now, I have plans. I don't have anything that came in the mail. I have no orders that came in. So, there's that. My friend Kate sent me some fabric, but that's for sewing fabric. And thank you, Kate. I've already messaged you. So I just have plans. 2 things. One is December 3rd. That's this Sunday coming up. Almond M&M's, Ymir. She does running. You don't even see me running to the bathroom, but you go, Ymir. 6 a.m. she's got a start of a marathon, and she's doing hashtag Stitch and Run. Stitch, the letter N, run. And she's just saying, hey, I'd love it if you'd support me and just, stitch while I run. Of course, she doesn't expect people to get up at the crack of dawn and start stitching if they don't normally do that anyway. But she's saying, she's going to be checking in when she can. But I mean, she's going to be running. So there's that. And she'll check the hashtag later. And I think she's talking about... Excuse me. I think she's talking about Instagram hashtag. Breathe only air. Breathe only air. Okay. So, she will be running. She's asking, if you want to participate, it'd be great if you were stitching while she was running, and then maybe put progress pictures or make some kind of goal for yourself. and, you know, use that hashtag. So I'm going to see what I can do to participate. It sounds like fun. I am not going to be up at 6 a.m. doing that, but my idea for what I would want to stitch while she's running is to stitch on the things that I'm trying to finish for the year, or even if it's not for by the end of this year, but finish first. So on that list are, I have them here. I already showed you the photo booth. I already showed you Notre Dame. And then I don't think the photo booth is going to be that one, but that's fine. There are a couple that I put into one of these mesh bags that I knew I wanted to finish sooner rather than later. And one of them is this Star Wars Stormtrooper, who is almost done. I mean, guys, that's how far he is. So basically what I have left to do, I did all the back stitch up there. I have to finish back stitching his face mask. But I also have to put those little lines going down here and the word Star Wars. If you've watched me before, you know that I didn't like the way they just cut it off. So I'm putting in quarter stitches as I go along to fill in around the words and stuff. So it'll just blend better. So I'm looking. Yeah, I still have a lot of the back stitching to do, I think, in the mask. Or maybe I don't have a lot. I'm looking now. I shall double check myself, of course. It looks like I stopped back stitching around this eye. So I might not have as much as I thought because all that's back stitched. That is. Around him is. This part around here is. All that's done. So it looks like I might only have around in here, and I'm comparing. Maybe some in here, like along the jowls in there. And then it's done. That's not bad. Okay. So this is one that I'd stitch during her run. And then there's another potential. This would be the first one that I pick up. After that, or if I'm not in the stitching Notre Dame in the middle of that, the next one would be this one. I'm a sea hag, a mermaid before the first cup of coffee. That's this one from Odd and Familiar. This came in an Under the Sea Fabrics box for, was it her mermaid box last year? Jay Long sent this to me. I'll kit it up, and I had started it. So this would be another one that I would work on. And then this is another potential I'd work on. And that is Clean Dishes from Dames of the Needle. I am stitching it on. I will let you know in just a moment. May 32 count Mayflower, which is from Dames of the Needle. And I think I'm just stitching it with black, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, just DMC 310. And this is how far I am on this one. It's deceiving how many stitches there actually are, because that little bit right there is already 856 stitches. So if you compare, there's still a good amount of stitches, but it's doable. It's not huge. So that's another one that I would go to stitch on Sunday. I know that the Jingle Ball is coming up, and it's tomorrow, I think, and I still have yet to decide whether I'm going to sign up and do that. So I just have to look at it tonight. I am still sewing bags, so that's a thing, and I have this custom order I need to finish up tonight. So I finished the bags for that, and basically I had 44 bags cut out. 12 of them are for this commission. So after I finished those 12, I started pulling out my beading, which is what I'm going to do while this is uploading. And I'm going to get those zipper pulls done, and then I'm also going to pre-make the zipper pulls for the other bags that I'm going to sew after I'm done the beading. I had to stop production because I have to get these out. I want to get them in the mail by tomorrow. So that's my thing. Yeah, so if you want to go ahead and check out Ymir's little thing, she has I say little, but that's a lot of running. Her event. Check out her latest video. It's Almond M&Ms. I will put her channel in the description box below. She also has, I believe she has a website now for her threads. She dyes threads because she likes to do the really small counts. So she dyes threads that are good for the small counts. When I say small, I'm like 56 count. What she does is absolutely gorgeous, absolutely delicate, absolutely so cute. And so is Ymir. So there's that. What's next? My last bit here it is. My last bit of plans, I received a special request from my son. He sent a picture and said, can you make this? And I was like, you want me to make you a crack house? And he said, no, I would like you to stitch it because this is a picture on a wall, not the actual stitching. So, of course I will. So I went on Etsy. I found a few charts, sent him pictures. He picked this one. He wants me to stitch him this one. So last night I spent some time kidding because, you know, I need one more thing to stitch. And I have some random Dove Gray 18 count fabric I'm going to put it on. I pulled the DMC and I'm using this needle minder from Live and Die LA. It says Craft Hole. She's got stickers for that too. I'll have to link it below. Write myself a note. But yeah, she's got them on her website. She's selling them. So there's that. I thought Craft Hole would definitely fit for this one because my son and I are just, we pick on each other all the time. So I will be starting that tonight after I'm done my beading. That's my plan because I got to get that done real quick for him. Shouldn't take too long. Famous last words. And that is about it. I do know what I'm going to be stitching for my categories for next month. I did not pull them out. So for full coverage, I'll be doing Aqua City. For a pattern that's a PDF, it's going to be Mandela Dragonfly. I think that's the one from Awesome Pattern Studio. Then something I haven't stitched in 2023 is Spangled Happiness. I'm pretty sure I did not stitch on that this year. It still needs its 300 anyway. So does Aqua City. So does Mandela Dragonfly. So those are all helping me get those done. Spangled Happiness is from Needle Bling Design. And then Flora and Fauna is my Emerald Mermaid. I don't think I've got my 300 in on her. I feel like I may have pulled her out and stitched a little bit. I might not have. So either way, she'll get her 300. And then for the Sal, it's going to be A Treasured Time, which is the one I just started with Kat from Valkyrie Stitchworks. That's A Treasured Time from Dimensions. Those are the ones I plan on getting at least 300 in each on those for next month. And that's about it. I need to do some more sewing. Right now I'm going to cut this out, get this uploaded, and while this is uploading, I'm going to watch some more Doctor Who, and I'm going to do beading for these zipper pulls, and hopefully I get to stitch tonight. So, I hope everyone's doing well. I am feeling so much better from the COVID thing that I had, and I hope everyone else that may be watching me that had it is also feeling better. There is one person that was in that group that ended up in the hospital, and I am absolutely hoping for her speedy recovery from that, and I hate that she got that sick. So, I will see you in 2 weeks. Hopefully it won't be late. Hopefully it'll be like 13 days instead of 2 whole weeks. How about that? I hope everyone's doing well, and don't forget, don't let anyone steal your sunshine.